Hey everyone, welcome back to the Nerds Lair, episodio 19. I'm your host, El Juancho, and I'm joined by the Stephen Freeman himself, Geek Takeover.
Yeah, I finally got rid of that scum, J Money.
Yeah,
You know,
unfortunately, Jay couldn't join us today, as you guys can see.
yeah, one down, one to go.
Want to go? Sorry, that was
Don't
bad.
worry, don't worry. Just sleep with one eye open.
Don't worry about it.
You thought Takeover was just part of the name? You funny.
You're gonna take over the internet or something?
Something.
Well, what are you hiding? Are you like Monarch? Are you hiding stuff now?
Yes, because I am a Godzilla. I'm a Godzilla expert,
Heck yeah, man.
and I would go into details. But if I do, I'd have to kill you. You
Oh,
know. But with that being said, I don't really know where to. You know what? I'll let you start. I will. I'm gonna be the gracious host. I'm gonna let my guests start today.
yeah, yeah. All right. Anyway, yeah, Monarch dropped its first two episodes last week and just the third one today.
Hmm.
And yeah, I was start with saying it's really good. It's really interesting. Uh, More world building on the MonsterVerse. Yeah, I know. Gotta love the Russells. They're really good so far. Yeah, Geek, what do you think? You saw the third episode. I haven't seen it yet, but what do you think of the show so far?
Um, I think it's definitely been okay. Almost first, I'll start by saying this about just Apple TV in general. Since I work from home, I have a list of shows that I watch, and I had a lot of Apple TV shows. So I was like, you know what? Let me start watching these. And at first, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was like, why do I have Apple TV? It's kind of worthless in the long run. But the more I watch like their original shows, the more I'm like, wow, I think they genuinely may have some of the best shows because they're just really, really good.
Hmm.
So based off of even before Monarch came out, I already had a faith in that the show was going to do good. Plus, it's Godzilla and King Kong, so it's going to do great because of that. And you have the Russells, mainly, let's be honest, Kurt Russell more than his son Wyatt. But still, you have those two, so I think that's fantastic there. Just to get that out of the way. Now, as far as for the stuff that I will lie, I don't know jack diddly shit about. Um, I'm excited to see more. I think I said last week or 2 weeks ago that I'm a fan of the 2014 movie, so I like this kind of stuff. I just don't know a lot about it.
Yeah.
The main cast, I will say, I'm a little iffy about. Not the Russells. They're just like actually not even like the past. This is the current day cast that I'm kind of iffy about. Sometimes I like them, sometimes I don't. Maybe I just got to get used to them.
I do like what's her face, Anna Sawai. I think I pronounced her right. Like I think she's actually good. We can get into spoilers, right?
I mean, at least for the first episode. So obviously, since you haven't watched the third one, I'm not going to say anything about
Yeah.
it.
Oh yeah, the first two. Like
Yeah,
I'd say the whole like awkward family dynamic was kind of it felt forced. If you know what I mean, like the oh you got cheated on and then she got cheated on and we have to work together and now we don't. It's like eh.
yeah, that's kind of like what I mean. But like, I kind of liked it, but I kind of didn't because like
Yeah, yeah,
that was kind of I don't know. It was just kind of annoying.
yeah.
Um, I will say, in me personally, one, I would be very upset if. Well, I mean, my dad did have children with other people, but he and my mom was never married. So, anyways, my point being is for one, if I travel to a completely different country, I'm going to enjoy it, and I'm going to try my best to enjoy it. But secondly, if it turns out that I had a sibling and a second mom,
Yeah. That you
well,
didn't know about.
yeah, for one, again, I'm still going to be extremely pissed off. But I can't be mad at them. You know, I could be mad at dad. But me personally, I probably, especially the mom. I like the mom. She was very nice,
Oh yeah,
especially when she had a panic attack in the subway. I that was probably my favorite moment in both episodes. Yeah, in both episodes, that is my favorite moment for the current day cast.
yeah. I like how they handle her like PTSD with Godzilla because I don't know how long you've seen the 2014, but you remember when he's in San Francisco, he's like seen as more heroic and the Godzilla we all know. And this one, he's
Well,
like,
was he a little heroic? I mean, he's still. It's like
well, you
superheroes.
got my
Are they
point.
really
Like
heroic?
you got a massive more like because he's like fighting against the Mutos or
Yeah,
actually, yeah, you get my point. Then like in this, he's like you know causing chaos, and
yeah.
that scene with her when she loses the kids in the bus. Yeah,
But
I'm more invested in the plot now.
yeah. I mean, I'm the main thing I'm going to take away out of the entire series once it's all done is two things. First thing, is this going to lead anywhere into the sequel movies? Because I think yeah, obviously there's Godzilla versus Kong Part Two,
Yeah,
which isn't that coming out next year?
yeah, April.
Oh wow, wow, what the hell?
Yeah, remember because they
Well, I mean,
moved it because of
I
Dune.
guess, I guess with CGI, that's not too crazy, but I don't know about that. Anyways, besides the point. With that being said, I'm curious to see if that'll play any effect into that, and then we'll just assume that all. I'm just going right now. I'm off the bat. I'm going to assume all of the cast members are going to survive. So if they do, I would wonder if Kurt Russell would be in the movie. Like if this is going to play into the fact of that, or is this going to be like Secret Invasion, where it'll have absolutely nothing at all to do with the movie that follows.
Yeah. Well, it is set in 2015, but unless they move years, we'll have to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I've liked it so far, and we'll have to. How many episodes again? Like, was it
I think
nine?
most I'm trying all the Apple TV shows I've watched have been 10 episodes a season. So I'm
Okay.
going to judge it based off that. I'm going to assume that's the same thing. But I will say, because I was also going to bring this up, how I wonder how often do you think we'll see kaiju's in the show? Because obviously, like that's going to be a big CGI budget. So I wonder if that will make it shorter episodes because of that.
Well, in the first two episodes, they don't hold back. Hmm.
No, they definitely don't.
No, so. And
But
I did like the new monsters, by the way. I kind of forgot their names because they are original creations for the shows, to my
I know one
understanding.
was a dragon. Well,
Yeah.
they called it a dragon.
And oh yeah, I like how they tied it back to Skull Island.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that was
was
pretty good.
yeah. Crab versus. I remember the first thing I thought about when I versus the crab versus spider. I was like, "Well, me, what do you want to die by? Drowning, crab, or spider?"
Yes.
So that was the first thing I thought of. It's like, what's going to be the quickest way to take me out of this life?
For
Or do you
sure.
want the least painful? So it's damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Or there's just J Money.
Yeah, just damned.
Shout out. But moving on from that, Superman Legacy, we got our Lex Luthor, Nicholas Holt. What do you think right off the bat?
Um, well, so first off, I do because it's from Deadline. I am going to hold quite a bit of credit towards it. But just like with Pedro Pascal, without until himself or James Gunn would like come out and officially say, because I don't think Gunn did he?
I think
All
he
the
did.
casting, I think all the casting has just been from Deadline.
Yeah. I know he
But
confirmed the one from Jimmy Olsen and the other chick.
okay, I didn't. You know what? I think I did see that. Anyways, so as far as Nicholas Holt as Lex Luthor, um, he was Beast, right, in the
Yeah,
prequels. Okay, that's. I just
X-Men,
want to make
yeah.
sure I had that right. Um, I hmm, I'll be curious to see how it's going to all come out. Um, I'm not the biggest DC fan, but I'm not like it's not like I won't watch it. Uh, I did like his performance in The Menu, even though that movie was kind of iffy. So make him bald, and we'll can't be any worse than I almost said Andy Samberg for some. Why did I almost say? Why was I going to say Andy Samberg?
Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah, from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. That would be an amazing Lex Luthor.
Dude, I can't. You put that man now. I'm mad at
From
you.
Lonely Island.
That sounds like an SNL skit.
I don't know where that came from. Anyways, what are your thoughts on Nicholas Holt?
If that's the case, I dig it. You know, it's the trope of, hey, you live, either die here or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Because
True.
he like lost out to Batman, right? And then
Yeah.
Superman. There were swirlings that he was gonna be Superman for a minute. So yeah, he's a decent performer. He's sometimes not in the best of. I heard, what was the thing? The one he did with Nick Cage recently, the Dracula movie.
Redfield,
So
Renfield.
yeah, Redfield. Like I heard that was the best, but he's a fun performer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited, and in the hands of God, he'll do great.
Here's hoping.
Yeah.
Now I will say I do find this funny because I think of this as like a headcanon thing. I wonder if this casting was more of a like, oh, you tried out for our two biggest heroes. I kind of feel bad for you. What about one of our biggest villains? It's like, is this like a pity casting, or is this just like genuinely like, yeah, sure, he'll do.
Uh,
Like, could you could you imagine just like getting a call, like being Nick getting a call, be like, yeah, hey, so clearly, obviously, you didn't get Superman. Obviously, you didn't get Batman. Consolation prize, you could still be in Superman. I just think that that's kind of funny to think about.
yeah.
Which, by the way, I don't think he would have been a good Superman either. Like picturing his face in my head and then picturing Superman, I don't see it. I
Or
could see more.
Batman.
I mean, I could maybe see Batman because at least for one, he also wears a mask, so that kind
True.
of helps. So you just kind of got picture like the jawline really. But yeah, I definitely just facial wise, I can't see either Batman or Superman.
Yeah.
So
Right on.
not mad that he missed out on either one of those.
For sure. So, but Gunn did confirm. I'm reading off here now.
Okay,
Skylar Gisonoto as Jimmy Olsen and Sarah Sampaio as Eve Teshmatcher.
I'll be honest. I have no idea, no shot in hell on who Eve is. Not even going to attempt. Jimmy Olsen, cool.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't, he's just Jimmy Olsen. There's not anything special about him,
No
really.
offense.
No
Yeah,
offense. Like
even Zack Snyder agrees.
that's a whole thing. Zack Snyder's a whole. There's a lot with Zack Snyder, good and bad.
Yeah. I
So
mean, Army of the Dead, man. Have you seen that?
you said Army of the Dead. What you mean with Batista?
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed that movie. And then apparently Rebel Moon's going to take place in the same universe, which I haven't
Yeah.
seen the trailers for it. But if it looks like it's Star Wars esque, which I'm just going to assume with, especially with the name like Rebel Moon, I'm assuming it's sci-fi. I don't see how sci-fi and zombie apocalypse works.
Trailers look great.
Yeah, like I said, I haven't I don't know, just nothing about it just really jumped out at me. I think it's going to be on Netflix, so
Yeah.
Netflix,
It is.
check it out, maybe.
Next month? Part one. Part one.
Mm.
Dude, it's the Snyderverse, though.
Yeah, Netflix bought the Starterverse.
Yeah. Anyway, we got off topic. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm having unknown people. I'm down. You know, he'll make something special. A little family, super family,
True.
or something.
Maybe or something.
God's good at saying stuff like the Wile E. Coyote movie. We didn't touch on that. Well, what do you think of that whole situation? Because that was a interesting debacle.
My only takeaway, and obviously I know this is because I well actually no, because um, yeah, my biggest takeaway is the fact that Batgirl gets canned and they delete all of the footage, and yet Coyote gets deleted, but then it or not deleted, but canned. But now it's like, maybe we'll sell it. I kind of feel like that's a, and I still feel like that's a shitty situation for everybody involved in the Batgirl movie.
Yeah.
So,
Uh,
because and this is a perfect segue. Well, actually, I'll say my segue
yeah.
into after your thoughts on it.
Do you? I was gonna also ask. Do you actually think it'll get picked up by, say, Netflix or Paramount or whomever?
I could maybe see Amazon Prime. I feel like that would be like an
Oh
Amazon
yeah, them
Prime
too.
thing.
Because they have a good
Um,
relationship so far. They're gonna have
yeah.
a Batman holiday special and some other stuff. Oh yeah, the Kid Crusader got picked up by Amazon. The one that they were doing
Oh
with
right.
yeah,
Forgot about that.
yeah,
But
yeah. I'm with you. Oh, I don't know why Scooby Doo get canned, but this because
all
of fan
right.
outcry apparently. I mean, I don't know. That was no reason, but
Who knows on the actual reason, and there'll be no way of us actually knowing what could have caused it.
could you see it getting the theatrical or just the streaming exclusive? Because I know you
I
said Amazon Prime, and they've been doing some theatrical stuff recently.
I could see probably just a streaming,
Yeah,
mainly because I don't feel like it's a big enough thing now where it would do successful in the box office. Like I even kids now I think know who Scooby Doo is, but
yeah,
I don't think kids know who Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote are.
yeah. Also, like the last Space Jam didn't do that well.
Yeah, that as well.
No offense to your boy LeBron.
But no, back to what my segue is going to be. Back to talking about like Batgirl. Like even if they did release that, because it's a superhero movie, I still think it would have done somewhat success because I still don't believe in superhero fatigue or or not superhero fatigue, franchise fatigue, just in general.
Yeah,
Obviously, mainly with that association, the first thing you think of is superheroes. I don't
yeah,
think I don't think it's there's superhero fatigue. I think it's more of depending on the franchise. There's different things for each franchise.
yeah.
Um, DC until Superman comes out, there's no direction. So who cares? Nothing matters. For Marvel, it kind of felt like an overabundance. That and also again a slight, more or less no direction again. Um, and then as we were talking to me about before the show, Fast and Furious, nobody just wants it anymore.
Some people do. It's the box office to go by anything. But
Um,
again, I feel like those people are just the ones who turn off their brain and want a somewhat decent action movie
the
without
ones who
taking away
still
from.
the ones who
Yeah,
still go thinking it's going to be about cars.
yeah. Well, it has cars. It's cars.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're right. Let me phrase it. Those who go there watching and think it's going to be about racing again. There you go. Thank you. Thank you for correcting
You know, oh yeah, it's almost Thanksgiving, by the way.
me. What's up?
Almost Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it
This,
is.
I was gonna do a somewhat stupid segue, but And happy Thanksgiving to our fans. You ever feel like after when you're like full, right? Or you're starting to get full, and then you get offered more and the more, and you're like no, no, like you get more food. It looks good. You still want to eat it, but you still want to.
Oh yeah, when your eyes are bigger than your stomach.
Yeah, I feel like that's my comparison, even though it's a crappy one.
No, actually, that's a pretty good one because I'll take that and I'll do another segue for you. Take that back to Marvel. You go to Comic Con, San Diego Comic Con. All of the announcements for Phase 5 and 6. Even now, looking at them, regardless of when they will come out, I'm still excited. But you look at that like on paper, and realistically, when they had that plan within like 4 years,
Yeah,
absolutely ridiculous.
and that was just last year too, which is
No, it was 2 years ago because this
was
past
it?
well, no, hold on. Yeah, because it came out. It was 2 years ago because that's when the Wakanda Forever trailer dropped.
Yeah, last year.
No, 2 years. Wakanda Forever didn't come out. Wakanda Forever came
A
out
year
in
ago,
20.
22.
And wait, are we counting this past Comic Con or not?
Yeah, I'm counting this one too.
Okay.
I thought, my bad.
So yeah, there was none this year, and then none last year. So 2021 was when Wakanda Forever trailer came out because the movie came out in 22. Yeah.
Oh,
Wait.
no.
Uh, I don't know. You're making the points there. The points there.
Yeah, no, we agree. Yeah,
They in their paper they had Phase 5 and 6 concluding by 2027,
is it up
which
quality over quantity?
yeah, and I do think because I don't remember where it was, but I know somewhere I read or maybe it was in a podcast I listened to. I don't remember. I think it was Bob Iger or somebody said was like at like their investor meetings they were telling their like Marvel to tell them what's coming out so it can get investors invested. So it's not. I feel like announcing a lot of stuff like that is more or less just like trying to keep the investors in and trying to keep people's interest in, versus like yeah, we realistically want all of this at this point in time. That's at least how I see that.
Do you also think it could be just a loss of interest after a while? Like, even if something's good, for example, I get this Marvel related, but X-Men, we all saw how that went down. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you had a Days of Future Past, which for a lot of people was the best, and then Logan kind of wrapped it up, and then you got Dark Phoenix, and then people were just like, yeah, we don't care.
I mean, it could be.
Yeah,
Um, but again, we're going back to like specifically like the Fox verse. Again, I will go back to there's what is it leading to. So
yeah.
I feel like that also a thing. Now I will say one franchise that while we're talking about it, I've only thought about it that I'm very impressed by because I don't think it's hit fatigue at all. The Transformer series. Like I
Uh, I mean,
no, I
I'll
mean
say this: they made a comeback. Made a comeback.
yeah, I think it's a safe bet to say that after I don't even know what the last one was before Bumblebee. I know there was
Last
the
night.
last night. Okay,
Yeah,
so the
that was
last
the
night. Okay, I think Bumblebee brought a breath of fresh air to it, and then Rise of the Beast was like also rejuvenating, and it feels like people want more instead of they're just like over it. You know what I mean? Like I
for
think
sure.
both of those movies combined have basically put the Transformer series off of life support and back on its feet in a way.
For real.
I don't think that's the best analogy I could have used, but my point's there.
And I really like
Kudos
the
to
first one, the original Transformers with 2007. I think it's yeah.
I think it might, yeah, 2007. I will say I haven't watched the originals and I can't even tell you the last time I saw them, but I remember being a fan of the second one. I don't remember why. I just liked the second one for some reason growing up.
But you think if you'd watch it now, you'd be like, eh.
I have no idea. And then the only other thing I can remember is I remember the fourth one, and I was also it was the same reason why I was mad at Iron Man 3 because I love Linkin Park and I love AC/DC, and those are like the main songs for the first two Iron Man movies, and like the first three Transformers movies had a Linkin Park song, and then they switched to Imagine Dragons, and I was really upset because I remember coming Transformers 4 and Iron Man 3. I was like, okay, Linkin Park, AC/DC, Imagine Dragon D's right over my face.
Still a good soundtrack. I'll give it that. Even though I don't like the movie, but
Yeah.
you brought up Star Wars, huh? Because I'm not the biggest Star Wars guy compared to you, but
Oh yeah, I didn't bring up Star. Hmm. I uh, fatigued with Star Wars. How would I? I almost want to put in the same thing as Transformers, whereas like shows like Mandalorian, mainly Mandalorian, brought a breath of fresh air to that universe. And I feel like it's kind of gone in and out of people not caring and people caring, depending on the shows. Um, Whenever their next movie comes out, how is it going to do? Will people be tired of it? No, I don't think so. I think just like with superheroes, nobody will get tired of Star Wars. Will it not do as good? Well, no, it'll definitely do good in the box. Will it do the Force Awakens good? No. God, that's still
two
what is that?
billion, right?
I think so. I think that's like the only what I was going to say. Yeah, I think it's 2 billion. No, no, no. Sorry, no, 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 not 2 billion. The only 2 billion movies I think are In Game, both Avatar movies, and
Infinity War.
Infinity War. I
Yeah,
think those are the only four that are a billion. I do think Force Awakens is top seven for highest grossing movies.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
You
Maybe.
touched
I don't know.
on DC a bit. Do you think they kind of lost the audience after a while?
Oh,
Because
for
Justice
sure.
League didn't do well, and then we tried to crap on them, but ever since Shazam, none of the movies have hit the 440 million mark.
For sure, but I think with DC, there's so many factors because you do have fans,
Yeah,
and like I said, I just because I'm not like the biggest fan, I do like DC,
yeah,
but so you have your category of fans that'll go watch them. Then you have Snyderverse fans who will boycott it because they're Snyderverse fans. Uh, then you have the people that got turned off because of how Zack Snyder did the movies. You have the people that got turned off because of Josh Whedon. You have the Ezra Miller stuff. You have the Amber Heard stuff. I feel like there's just so much around DC.
yeah.
It's just like, it really feels like James Gunn is the last hope for them, and it's their best hope.
Yeah. We brought up, Suicide Squad or the Suicide Squad, the Peacemaker, really
Yeah.
good projects. And yeah, the also thing is just I hate to say it, but competition with Marvel.
Oh, for sure. Because you would have people comparing the two.
'Cause I hate doing
And
comparisons. I think I've told you that I hate doing that, but at the same time, you know,
and the
Marvel kind of had got a bit of a head start, and
oh
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
And the only competition that you could really do for the MCU is Superman and Batman. And even then, trying to build a franchise but not have a plan or a map or do it successfully does not help. But I mean, for example, look at the success of the Batman. You at least know that no matter how far the MCU is, characters like Batman, Superman, and Spider Man, even though Spider Man's Marvel,
yeah,
they're always going to be no matter what, they're going to be the forefront.
for sure.
So
Well, you do bring up Spider-Man. That's another franchise that has been interesting. For the lots of good, it's also got a bit of rubbish. We could say.
yeah, anything that involves the actual Spider-Man is great. Anything that is related to Spider-Man, not so great.
Well, let's look at a timeline here. We got the original trilogy, which you know we all like here.
I
Even
think it's a
three,
little overrated.
a little overrated.
Yeah, I don't think Tobey Maguire is all that. I think he, I think just because he's the first, he gets too much praise. I think
But you
he's
still like
actually,
the movies. You'll watch them, right?
yeah, oh yeah, I'll watch him, but I just think he's the worst Spider-Man. Well, sorry, he's the worst Peter Parker slash Spider-Man. Definitely the worst Peter Parker. Not even close.
The worst is not a bad thing at the same time.
No, especially when your competition is Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland.
Because you said you like it. Yeah, no. What was you say? You got that, and then you got the Andrew Theology. Can you bring up the fans thing? Because I feel like that's why. I mean, Amazing Spider-Man did well. The first one and the second one did good too, but they thought it was a disappointment. I feel like people were just a little too harsh on Andrew. Like, it's
Yeah,
not Toby. It's not that. It's like,
yeah, exactly. And then it's funny because now you have people who absolutely love him. So it's, I don't know. People are fickle. Maybe they were afraid that back in 2014, 2015, when Amazing Spider-Man 2 came out, that if they said they liked it, no, sorry, 2014 for sure, that if they said they liked it, that they would get roasted because of it. And now it's like, oh, he's popular? Yeah, I love that movie. Are you kidding?
you like Amazing Spider-Man too, right? I think you told us you do.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty good
Uh,
movie.
I don't like it. But what's it called? It made a comeback with Homecoming. Well,
Yeah.
Civil War, then Homecoming, and rest history. And then Venom, I guess you could say it's part of Venom. I like Venom. And then kind of went downhill with
So do I.
Morbius.
Like I said, hit or misses with anything related to Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Venom, yes. Let There Be Carnage, eh.
I liked it.
Morbius, no.
Uh,
Craven, maybe.
we'll have to
Madam Web,
see.
Madam Web.
We'll
I'm
see.
of course a maybe, but I'm going to lean towards no. Um. Oh, and how can we not
Yeah,
talk about the
yeah.
I think probably the best Spider-Man products, the Spider-Verse movies, which we've gotten. Did you see the storyboards that were dropped yesterday? I think.
For Beyond,
Beyond, yeah.
I saw a bit of it. Yeah.
So I mean, obviously, I take that with just like the concept art for the MCU, where it's like, yeah, hey, this is kind of cool. Here's like, hey, um, it's awesome that with the strike over, this movie actually feels like it could happen again. Hopefully not in the next 5 years. Hopefully sooner.
2 years, three.
With any hope, yeah.
Yeah. Well, what was I gonna say? I'll ask you, what was your reaction when they first announced that? Like, just Into the Spider Verse, like an animated. I think it was after the.
Um, I don't really. I'll be honest, and I wish I could, but I wish I could say I'm lying, but I don't remember my initial thoughts when it came out.
Or
I don't
more so like when you saw the Into the Spider Verse stuff, like the trailers and all
I I don't remember. That's the problem. I for my like for some reason I can't remember. Like I know I went to go watch it,
that. Yeah,
but I think that just that time in my life, a lot of that stuff is kind of iffy
yeah.
and in and out. So it's like some things I remember, some things I kind of don't, just because I've just chosen to forgot them. And I feel like that's just one of them.
Understandable.
I could tell you how it was for Across the Spider Verse.
Well, yeah, now we just look at those movies like, yeah,
Yeah, and I still think by the time that Beyond comes out, it'll be the best superhero trilogy of all time.
yeah, for sure. How about other franchises like the Jurassic series?
I think you could look at how Dominion did, and you could get that answer right there. No, correction. You could look at Fallen Kingdom and look at how that did. Like it's crazy. I don't think. Hold on, I'm actually gonna think. I don't think any franchise has had a bigger drop off than going from like okay, the first three Jurassic Parks are good. Jurassic World was really good, and then you just do two back to back shits.
Fallen Kingdom was, but I didn't mind Dominion.
I mean, I didn't. I'm not gonna say like I hated either one of them. They were both just okay. I do remember the my favorite part
Audience.
about my favorite part about Fallen Kingdom was the black and gold raptor. I don't remember. I can't remember its name, but I remember looking at.
Indoraptor?
Yeah, I thought the black and gold design looked so sick, and I was like, I want one. I was like, I want
I
one.
won't.
Yes. But I will say, speaking of also back to franchises, I think this is also another variety thing, and I don't know if there's any confirmation to it, but rumor has it we could be getting a Creed 4, so another installation in the Rocky slash Creed franchise.
Whoa, what happened there?
What?
You disappeared for a second on
Oh,
my end.
oh my bad. I was just talking about. I was saying um, we have a rumor of Creed 4 coming out with
Yeah.
another installation in the Rocky Creed franchise. I don't think that one suffers from any kind of fatigue either.
Oh.
I think maybe if 4 might be pushing it, but honestly, I think people just think Michael B. Jordan's hot, so they're going to go watch him do whatever. Especially if they could see him shirtless. I don't think you could get. I think that alone will put people's butts in seats.
Bro got excited there. He said Michael
I,
B. Jordan's hot and he put his other shirt. All right,
he
good guy.
was. You're going to tell me I'm wrong?
I mean, I ain't judging.
That's what I thought.
All right. Guys, see, guys, it's the geek takeover. They should cast you as his son.
He has a daughter.
In the future, he has a son. Try to get you a role, man. Come on, help me. Or just no, fuck it, be his rival.
No, I don't want to get beat up. I've seen those movies. I'm good.
I was gonna say though, that one also you can argue something that helps a franchise is taking breaks. Like say 3 years. Yeah, because the last one, to my understanding, for that was what 5 years
Creed?
ago. Yeah,
No, it was
no, no,
this year.
no, no, no,
It
no.
was
I'm talking about
this
no,
year.
no, no. I'm talking about the last one before that, Creed 2.
Creed 2, I think, was 2018.
It was 5 years, and then I
I think
think
the
the
first one came
first
out in
one 15.
27. Mm, yes, because I think it came
Yeah,
out right after Fantastic Flop.
Fam Forst.
Yeah.
On that one, we could. No, let's not talk about that. And then, like before that, I think the last Rocky movie was.
2000, like, 5, something like that, early 2000s.
So yeah, they take their time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Now, I will, and I don't know how much more you want to go on, but that does bring up a pretty good point. Something really recent um, with Scream. You know, the Melissa. Why I don't know why I can't think of her last name. I think it starts with an F. But the main lead in the the new set of Scream movies, uh, supposedly, actually not even supposedly, confirmed now by both the director and the actress and the studio that she is gone, at least for the time being. I
Yeah, some
obviously
comments she made on
studios,
social media.
yeah, regarding the Israeli and Palestinian, which I obviously we're not going to get into,
Yeah,
but I do find it. Uh, I find it being one of those things where I could easily see it being overturned because of fan backlash. But I also liked what the director posted online about it, where he says, I don't remember the exact quote, but I remember him saying along the lines of, "This sucks. I had no, this had nothing to do with me, and unfortunately, it sucks, and these things happen." And then I think the
Yeah,
studio said that they just don't support any type of talks like that, regardless, more or less.
yeah.
And she said that she doesn't apologize for saying what she did, basically on her Instagram. More or less summarize that's what the three parties had to say. Um, I could see this being a James Gunn type situation with Marvel, where I'm sure with backlash, I could see her coming back.
Also, maybe she'll post some apology, like, "Hey, I know what I did was wrong. Let's talk it out here." Her
Mm.
agents or whatever. Because sometimes, it's no secret in Hollywood. Some actors will just be like, "All right, I need a job. Let me," you know. Also, she's
Um,
not. I'd say she's also not a big name
no,
to
but I
add
feel
to it.
like for the Scream franchise, between her and Jen Ortega, obviously they're the two main leads. So I think losing one of them, especially being sisters, that could definitely affect the franchise. And especially with, I remember like in the beginning of the strike, there were rumors that Jen Ortega wasn't even going to be in the movie um, because of like filming or something like that. But I could definitely see, and I could be wrong, but I could see by at least by the new year, I'm gonna give it a little bit of time because of everything going on that side of the world. I could see her coming back.
And also, what's it called? That franchise. Speaking of franchise fatigue or comebacks, that one's been having success recently.
Oh God, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
When you mentioned like the long time frame with Creed and Rocky, that made me think of a Scream. Like what a
was it like 11 years?
something like that. I think Scream 4 was like 2008, I think, and
Yeah,
then Scream 5 was
this
oh,
past
I think it
year.
was 2020,
No, Scream 5 was
2021.
22.
No, sorry, 2021, and then Scream 6 was 2022. Right. They did back to back movies.
That Scream 6 was this year.
Oh shit. Dang, I pulled a you with Comic Con.
Correct us in the comments. We
No, no,
messed
you're
up.
right. I remember going to watch it this past year because it was um yeah, I remember watching it this year, I think.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
And
Yeah.
sometimes some franchises don't have, moving on from the whole thing. We'll have to see. I agree with what you said. Give it the end of the year, see what happens. For
Yeah.
some people it works out, for some it doesn't. Gina Carano and the guy who played was it Ralph Dibny in The Flash. He also got into some
All
trouble.
right. Yeah. I remember. Oh wow. I
Hey,
forgot.
maybe James Gunn's looking at her. Be like, "Hey, you want to play Green Lantern?" I doubt it, but
Uh
James Gunn's
yeah.
been there, so
Yeah. Who knows? And nobody knows except for Gunn, and he's trying to get them started first, so don't want
yeah.
to overdo yourself.
Some franchises don't have a chance, unfortunately. Dungeons and Dragons. I haven't seen it yet, but that one didn't do as well.
No, yeah, and I know Chris Pine said that he hopes to do more.
Yeah,
Um, I thought it was a not knowing much about D&D. I thought it was a pretty good movie.
yeah. What's cool? What's another example of franchise that you just think,
I'm trying to think of like a franchise that didn't like it, that kind of like crash and burned with that fatigue. Uh,
ooh, I got one. Tron Legacy.
well, with that being said, I mean they are doing a third Tron movie, which I think they're supposed to start filming soon.
True.
So I
I'm
mean,
just saying,
yes
like,
and no.
it did okay enough, but they kind of thought it didn't perform how they wanted, so they kind of waited quite a while.
Yeah, and then they got
Yeah,
Jared Leto as the main lead, which is
I haven't seen this one. I
Interesting.
know our homeboy Blue likes it. Blade Runner 2049. They kind of waited a while, and
I remember I watched both of those movies back to back. The 2049 was really good.
I need to see that still for plot reasons.
Uh, damn, I'm really trying to think of like movie franchises that like didn't really do. You know what? I guess I think the only example I could think of would probably be Power Rangers as far as like movie
Ooh,
wise goes.
yes. I
Like,
actually didn't mind the one they did, the last
oh
one.
yeah, no, I will always say that is one of the most underrated movies and has probably one of the best casts they could have ever gone. But
I liked it.
I feel like, and I don't think it's more of a fatigue thing. It's more of not having people's interest because you can go back to the '90s movies,
Yeah,
uh, where obviously, I have no idea how they did box office wise, but going back and watching them, they are not good movies. Even for the '90s and early 2000s, they are not good movies.
I'd say they did. I'd assume they did well because like the show was still going on
Yeah, and
strong.
plus it's the '90s.
Yeah,
But then you look at like the 2016 movie and you see how that one performed and they just kind of gave up on that. I feel like they saw maybe they should just stick to TV shows. And I don't even think their TV shows are as no, they're nowhere near as popular as what they were.
yeah.
I think come the 2010s, that's when they started to just like die off. And I think that's the only example I could think of right now of, and I'm using air quotes here, franchise fatigue. It's what happens when you milk it for God 20. I think they had 25 years a couple years ago.
Yeah,
It's what happens when you milk it.
for sure. Just like we're gonna milk Nerd's Lair,
That's what's up.
like how we're gonna milk Nerd's Lair.
Yeah, but nobody's gonna get tired of this.
You know, it's us. Not even J Money. People are gonna enjoy him. Right now, he's
So
probably levitating.
right now he's probably tied up in. I was gonna say basement, but we don't have basements in Florida.
Oh,
He's tied up in my shed.
are you doing some jigsaw game?
No, because then he would have a chance to come out. This is more a. Oh God, I don't even know. Uh, panic mode. Escape. No, escape room. Even then, you have a chance to get out. I don't. He's not coming back. That's my point.
You know, it's a good example of a comeback. Top Gun.
I was gonna say. I was gonna say Kim Kardashian.
Oh my
Do
goodness,
you know what I'm talking
I hate you. You're
with
fired.
Chris Pratt from Parks and Rec?
Oh my god, no, no. I This is a
You know what I'm talking
PG-13
about though.
show. Yes, I know.
Oh God, yeah, Top Gun. Oh my God, Top Gun
Yeah,
Maverick was amazing.
yeah. No. You watched the first one when it came out, right?
I, okay, first off, I only actually just recently watched the not recently, but like I only watched the first one when Maverick came out on Paramount Plus.
So you watched them back to back.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And Maverick was so good. I still, I will say this: I'm not military at all, but you tell me airplanes and jets. The first thing I'm thinking of is Air Force, and I am still to this day dumbfounded that it is a Navy movie. You would have never told me that Top Gun is about the Navy and not the Air Force. I never would have guessed that.
Bro's pondering.
Yes, because I don't know why that makes sense. But you know what? Like I said, not in the Air Force, not in the military, whatever.
Monsterverse also did a good comeback. You know what couldn't get it really started though?
Hmm.
Pacific Rim. Because the first
Uh,
one was really good, and then the second one, I
I still
didn't
like
hate
the
it.
second. I
Yeah,
still
I
like it.
didn't hate it, but
I also think John Boyega. Oh God, he did amazing.
he was good. That he was what Idris Elba's son.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
no
that's
one cared though.
that's a perfect example of a franchise that crashed and burned. So we have an example of fatigued and then crash and burned. That
Well,
is
don't they
so
have an
sad.
enemy?
No, they did. I think it only lasted 2 seasons
Mm,
because,
yeah,
well,
that is.
I to be fair, I blame that one on Netflix because Netflix loves to cancel stuff all the time. So that one, 50-50 blame.
Yeah, we'll have to see how. You mentioned Chris Pratt. We got the trailer for Garfield. We didn't talk about that last week. What did you think of that?
Um, my favorite part was Samuel Jackson because that caught me completely off guard, and I also
Yeah, I
find it
forgot he was in
funny.
it.
I had no idea he was in it, and I also found it funny him imagining Nick Fury being Star Lord's dad. That's kind of humorous. But besides that, I never really read Garfield comics like in the newspaper. I never really watched the cartoons.
Do you watch the Bill Murray movies?
Maybe when they were on like Cartoon Network, yes. Besides that, no. So, uh, I mean, Chris Pratt did successful in Super Mario, so I'm sure that's going to make Garfield successful.
A
Besides that,
Lego movie.
oh, he was in the Lego movie. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, so I'm sure it'll do successful. Will I watch it when it's on a streaming service? Yes, I will watch it. Just like Super Mario.
Which you haven't seen yet.
No, I did. I
Oh,
watched it.
what do you think of it? Because I know you told me you didn't
It
grow
was
up
okay.
with Mario.
It was
Oh, okay.
okay. It was all
Do
right.
you like the
I'm
music?
uh eh,
All right.
I mean,
I respect your opinion. I'm not gonna give you shit. Jay will. I won't. Maybe Cody. Maybe Cody. Shout out Cody.
yeah, just eh.
Yeah, not your thing. I mean, but you like Turtles though.
Oh yeah, I thought Turtles was a great movie.
That's how you make a comeback. It didn't do as well as some people were thinking it might, but
I
the
also
toy
think it
themselves made 1 billion in sales, like the
Yeah, I also
merchandise.
don't think it helps that you would compare it to Spider Verse. So I think that probably didn't help its
Yeah.
case at all.
I mean, I compare it to Spider Verse, but in a good way, like animation wise. And
Well,
actually,
I
you
think
can even argue it's a little different, but I can see where it's coming from. Where like the people thought, oh,
yeah, I could see people easily going into that movie expecting Spider Verse, and when they don't get that level, they'll be disappointed.
I mean, you saw the Michael Bay ones, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they kind of. I like the first one, but the second one kind of took a step down and no one cared.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one was good.
I mean, minus yeah, it was good.
Minus. Well, dude, ice cream. You got ice cream there. Super fly. Super fly.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think I would never. As far as like everybody's superhero fatigue, I think that's all a load of bull. Franchise fatigue, it could easily be a number of things like we've talked about. But, depends on your take.
Your takeover.
It's my takeover, not yours.
Shit. The
I
new
know.
takeover. It's a reboot. You're rebooting it.
Yes.
You know what
Yes, I.
James Gunn brought up? I think we can all agree. It's like it's not really the fatigue. It's if the stories are good or not, and if you get a lot of bad, you know, movies in a row. That should give you the answer of the so-called fatigue. I'm paraphrasing, but you said it in the interview.
Yeah, yeah, I can definitely see that being another make or break kind of thing for stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I trust God. God's the homie. We should bring him on. I don't know what
Well,
you think of J Money, but
I think the only way to do that is to ask the boss.
yeah, Lorenzo, shout out.
Yeah,
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 we
he'll
just ask
probably.
him behind his back, or we just ask him behind his back. We just do it behind his back. It's like, oh yeah, by the way, we had James Gunn here. You guys did? You didn't tell me? Yeah, sorry, bro.
Yeah, we signed an NDA.
Bro would probably have a like a heart attack. You like, how could he? Did you sign an NDA with Marvel?
If I have to answer that, I have to kill you. So,
Dude, if I give you the tools for Nerd Layer, give you the keys.
see, the keys to Nerds Lair or may or may not have Marvel money, and may or may not have Kevin Feige with a sniper pointed at me.
The greatest sacrifices require the strongest will.
No correction. May or may not have Amon Villani being the second in command for Kevin Feige having a sniper pointed at me.
It's that meme in the church when like someone's like the person's pointing behind him and
Yeah,
someone's pointing behind him. There's someone with a
it's
sniper.
do that with Amon and Kevin Feige talking about what MCU Earth is. 616. No, it's not. 616. No, it's not. I love that that's a thing.
For sure, man. Well, I guess this wraps it up, right? Unless you want to touch on anything else.
I do not have anything to touch on.
No, I think we covered it good for this week, and I hope you guys enjoy your Thanksgiving. So do you, Geek, and so does Jay. You guys, eat well, stay fit, stay buff.
I think you just said like the exact opposite. Eat well but stay fit. I don't think that's I mean, I guess that could work, but I don't think that works as well as you think it does.
I know, I don't know, trying to be motivational.
Okay.
Or you could work out and eat. I'm joking. I'm joking now. No, get a good turkey.
Or not. Get
Why
a
not?
get a decent turkey.
Decent turkey, mashed potatoes, gravy, all that good stuff.
Get stuffed or I'll stuff you.
Play games, catch up on some shows, watch a good movie. Spider
Watch
Man's a good Thanksgiving movie, even though it's
watch
it's one scene.
yeah.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say watch sports.
Yeah, watch sports, do sports. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
whatever,
don't
whatever you guys want to do, or watch Nerd Slayer. I think you guys should watch that.
yeah, that's a better option.
The best option, the only option.
Oh, it's the only option? Okay, well you heard him.
Yeah, they heard me across all time and space. Was out of the way. Geek, where can they find you across time and space?
Not going to my shed to feed Jay Money Deej. And where can we find our gracious host who's not trapped in my shed?
Well, I thought you were taking over, but I am the host. You can follow me at Mario the Juan Show on Instagram. Well, lots of cool stuff I post there on Twitter, on whatever Twitch. Yeah, check out our socials: Culture Shock, Nerds Layer. Discord, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Like,
M-
subscribe, and share.
MySpace.
Yeah,
Can't forget about
MySpace.
MySpace. Yeah, got to be a top
Wait,
five friend.
wait. Are you talking about Culture Shock or me?
Both.
Well,
Yeah,
no, you just say
Vine.
yes.
Don't forget about Vine.
Vine. Oh yeah, dude, Vine.
Yeah, do it for the Vine. Subscribe to Culture Shock for the Vine.
Yeah, for sure. Man. Oh yeah, Tumblr. Fuck, dude. How did I forget Tumblr?
And if you're on Reddit, we know why. So
Yeah.
I don't, you
Yeah, but
won't
that
find
was the
that stuff
way.
on our Reddit.
Yeah, for sure. We'll catch you guys next time, man. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Bye bye.